I watched him slip out of bed at 1:32 a.m., thinking I was asleep, but I'd been lying there wide awake, replaying last week's argument in my head. He didn't even bother to take his phone, just threw on jeans and a hoodie and disappeared down the stairs. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely breathe. I waited 3 minutes, just long enough to not look desperate, then followed him out into the street, keeping my distance. He moved fast, always glancing over his shoulder, until he ducked into the lobby of the cheap hotel by the highway, the one with the flickering sign. I stood outside in the shadows, watching him check in. Then, this is where my blood ran cold, I saw my boss walk in, wearing a trench coat over her pajamas, her hair a mess, eyes darting around like she was doing something illegal. They didn't even speak to each other in the lobby, just exchanged a look and headed upstairs together. I waited, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped my phone, then followed them up the stairs, keeping to the corners. I pressed my ear to the thin door when I found the right room, and heard them talking about me. Not just talking, plotting. They were laughing about how easy it had been to keep me in the dark, how my boyfriend couldn't wait to be rid of me, how my boss was going to make sure I got fired before the end of the week so he could move into her place. They called me deadweight. I nearly kicked the door in, but something stopped me. Instead, I listened as my boyfriend told her he'd started dating me just to get closer to her, and she joked about how pathetic I'd look at the next staff meeting. It was like a nightmare come to life, but I couldn't move, couldn't even cry. When I finally stumbled home, I realized the truth that hurt most wasn't that they'd betrayed me, but that I'd known something was wrong for months and had been too scared to face it. I'd let myself become invisible, shrinking a little more every time he came home late or she cut me off in meetings, convincing myself it was all in my head. Standing in the dark kitchen, listening to the fridge hum, I decided I was done being the girl who pretended not to see. If they wanted a show, I'd give them one, and this time, I wouldn't be the one caught by surprise.